Your biggest fear is being left alone, isn't it? You suddenly go quiet because you never told them that. Not your friends, not your family, no one. But somehow this person knew. And in that moment you feel something powerful. You think, finally, someone really understands me. But what if that feeling is exactly what makes this person dangerous? Some people don't listen to your story because they care about you. They listen because they want to learn how you work. They want to know what hurts you, what scares you, what makes you feel loved, and what can make you feel guilty. This is where the idea of the dark empath comes in. A person who can understand your emotions very well, but may use that understanding to control you. And the scary part is that they don't always look like a bad person. They can be kind, funny, caring, and they can even be the person everyone trusts. So how do you recognize someone like this? There are 10 signs to watch for. Sign 1, they understand you very quickly. Think about a normal friendship. It usually takes time to really understand someone. You slowly learn their past, their fears, their habits, and the things that make them happy or angry. But a dark empath may seem to understand you incredibly fast. After only a few conversations, they already know what makes you insecure, what you worry about, and what you want from other people. And it can feel amazing. You might think, I've never connected with anyone like this before. But sometimes, what feels like deep connection is simply someone paying very close attention. Real trust takes time. If someone tries to become extremely close to you very quickly, slow down. Sign 2, they open up first. Early in the relationship, they may tell you something very personal. Maybe they talk about their childhood, a painful relationship, a fear, or something they are ashamed of. And because they opened up first, you feel safe opening up too. You think, they trusted me so I can trust them. And suddenly you're telling them things you've never told anyone. But pay attention. Are they really being vulnerable? Or are they carefully sharing just enough to make you share much more? Sometimes, vulnerability can be used as a way to make someone else lower their guard. Sign 3, they know exactly how to make you feel guilty. Anyone can say, you don't spend enough time with me. But someone who knows you very well can say something much more personal. Imagine you are afraid of becoming like a parent who was never there for you. Then one day you set a simple boundary and they say, you're becoming just like them. That sentence hits you hard. Not because it's true, but because they know exactly where it hurts. That's the difference. They don't just know what you feel. They know how to use it. Sign 4, their jokes hurt more than they should. You tell them something private. Maybe you're insecure about your body. Maybe you're having money problems. Maybe you went through a painful breakup. Then one day they make a joke about it in front of everyone. People laugh, but you don't. And when you look upset, they say, relax. It was just a joke. Now you have 2 problems. They hurt you, and if you complain, you look like the sensitive one. That's why this kind of behavior can be so effective. Everyone else sees a joke. You know there was something more behind it. Sign 5, they turn people against each other. They don't always attack people directly. Sometimes they create problems between other people. They might tell your friend, I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm just worried about her. Then they tell someone else a completely different story. Slowly, people start fighting. Friendships become weaker. People stop trusting each other. And somehow, this person is still standing in the middle, acting like the most caring person in the group. They didn't start the fight. At least that's what everyone thinks. Sign 6, your secrets become their weapons. At the beginning, you feel completely safe with them. You tell them about your family, your mistakes, your fears, and your insecurities. And they remember everything. For a while, nothing happens. Then one day you disagree with them. You say no. You set a boundary. And suddenly, something you told them months ago comes back. Maybe they make a small comment. Maybe they bring up your biggest insecurity. Maybe they simply say, I still remember what you told me. They don't even need to threaten you. You already understand what they mean. That's when you realize something uncomfortable. You thought you were building a relationship. They may have been building a file on you. Sign 7, they suddenly become cold. One day everything is normal. They are warm. They text you. They care about you. Then suddenly nothing. Short replies. Cold behavior. No explanation. You ask, what's wrong? And they say, nothing. I'm fine. But you know something changed. So you start chasing them. You apologize. You try to fix the situation. You start wondering what you did wrong. And then, just when you become anxious enough, they become warm again. This creates a dangerous cycle. They pull away, you chase, and they come back. Slowly, you become more dependent on their attention. Sign 8, they are always good when people are watching. Look at how they behave in public. They may be incredibly kind. They help people. They comfort others. They donate. They are always ready to show how caring they are. And everyone loves them for it. But now look at what happens when nobody is watching. Do they treat people the same way? This is important. Because if someone has built a perfect image in front of everyone, people may never believe you when you talk about what happens privately. You say, "They treat me badly." And people respond, "Are you sure? They are such a nice person." That's what makes this behavior so difficult to expose. The public knows their image. You know their private side. Sign 9. Their kindness depends on what someone can do for them. Watch how they treat different people. Maybe they are extremely polite to their boss, very friendly with someone important, very charming with a new person they want to impress. But look at how they treat the waiter, the cleaner, the intern, or an old friend they no longer need. Suddenly, the patience disappears. The kindness disappears. The respect disappears. Real empathy doesn't always ask, "What can this person do for me?" If someone's kindness changes depending on a person's value to them, then their kindness may be more about strategy than emotion. Sign 10. Watch what happens when you stop being useful. This is probably the biggest sign. Imagine someone who once made you feel incredibly special. They understood you. They listened to you. They knew exactly what you needed. But then you stop giving them what they want. Maybe you stop giving them attention. Maybe you stop admiring them. Maybe you set boundaries. Maybe you simply say, "No," and suddenly they change. The warmth disappears. The interest disappears. They move on. Sometimes they find another person very quickly. And you are left wondering, how could someone who understood me so well stop caring so easily? Because understanding someone is not the same as loving them. Someone can understand your emotions perfectly and still choose to use them against you. So how do you protect yourself? The answer is not to become paranoid. You don't need to assume everyone is manipulating you. Instead, pay attention to 3 things. First, watch what they do with your vulnerability. Don't only notice how well someone understands you. Notice what they do with the things you tell them. Do they protect your secrets, or do your private stories slowly become jokes, gossip, or weapons? Their actions tell you much more than their words. Second, don't trust too quickly. Someone can make you feel very close to them in a few weeks, but that doesn't mean you truly know them. Give relationships time. Time reveals patterns. Stories change. Masks slip. And you start seeing how they treat people when there is nothing to gain. A good person won't be angry because you want to build trust slowly. Third, look at the pattern, not just the feeling. When you're emotionally attached to someone, it's easy to get confused. So stop asking, "How do they make me feel?" Sometimes ask, "What actually happens?" Who always apologizes? Who always feels guilty? Whose secrets stay safe? Whose secrets get exposed? Who feels anxious after every argument? Look at the pattern. Because sometimes a relationship can feel deep, passionate, and complicated when in reality, one person is simply controlling the other. And there's one more thing I want you to remember. Maybe while watching this video you thought about someone. Maybe a friend, a partner, a family member, or someone from your past. But maybe you also recognize some of these traits in yourself. If you can understand people deeply, that doesn't automatically make you dangerous. Empathy itself isn't the problem. The real question is, what do you do with the knowledge you have about another person? The same ability that allows someone to understand another person's pain can be used to hurt them, or it can be used to protect them. You can use someone's weakness against them, or you can use your understanding to help them feel safe. The difference is not in the ability. It's in the choice. So if someone seems to understand you better than anyone else, don't immediately assume it's love. Give it time. Watch their actions. And most importantly, pay attention to what they do with the parts of you that you trusted them with.